Hey guys, all right, y'all ready? It's Tuesday. Okay, so y'all took your test yesterday, which was Monday, and now we're starting chapter 10. Again, like I explained, I'm going to be skipping around here and there so that we make sure that we get through everything with the way things are going. So today we are starting chapter 10, 10.1. Statistical measures. Okay? Statistical measures. Let's see, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Oh, that's too much. Gosh, y'all, I'm sorry. Okay. That's probably the way it looked anyway. Okay. So, here's what we're doing. The first part, you had to learn about a population, a sample, statistic, parameter, and all these different types of sampling and this and that. We're skipping that, okay? It is not detrimental to you as to whether you learn it or not, so we're skipping that. We're going straight to the stuff that's important on this section. Range, mean, median, and mode. Stuff that I know you've heard about, and that tells you right there. The other stuff, you probably will never hear again. You may here and there, but this stuff, mean, median, mode, and range, you're going to hear a lot of. Not just this year, but in the next several years. And a lot of times, those standardized tests will test you on this stuff, so we'll definitely want to go over it. So the first thing you need to know is range. Range is the difference between the largest and smallest numbers of data. Difference. What does difference mean? Do y'all remember? It means subtraction. Okay? So when they're talking about difference, they're talking about subtraction. That's how you find it, okay? Between the largest and smallest numbers and data. Okay? All right, mean. Mean is the average. Okay? Mathematically speaking, okay, average. To do the average, add up all the numbers and divide by how many there are. That should ring a bell for a lot of you. Again, this is like a review, but we, still have to learn it just in case you forgot. All right, the next thing is median. All right, median's interesting. It's the middle. That's what it is. You can think of like median in like in the road. A lot of times you have one lane going one direction, another going, totally opposite direction, and you have like a grassy area sometimes in the middle. That's the median. Okay, a lot of times they have like down Broadway or 518 here in Pearland. The median is one lane where people go into to like make turns and stuff like that. So next time, whenever you're back on the road again, look for that middle lane, and that's your median. So median's your middle number in a set of data. If there, this is important, is an even number of data, the median is the average of the two That says middle. I'll write it better. 2 middle numbers. Okay, if it's even, it's the average of the 2 middle numbers. That's only if it's even. Okay? So the median is the middle number, but if there's 2 middle numbers, I mean, seriously, if there's 2 middle numbers, when you go to the center and there's only 2 instead of 1 by itself, then you need to get the average of those 2. Again, you add those 2 numbers and divide by 2. So this is important. All right, mode. Mode is the number of numbers, I know it sounds weird, that occur most frequently. Okay, like if you had a whole bunch of data and you had all these numbers, everything, it could be even like corona cases, right? So, you know, that's how they're judging on how many people have it and how they're doing and this and that, which counties have it. That's data. Those numbers are data. So mode is the most frequently used number. Like if it was 22 cases here, 22 cases there, blah, blah, blah. 22 would be the mode, most frequent number. All right? All right. If you have numbers with the same frequency, you list all of them. Okay? So like if you had like 3 2s and 3 6s and 3 12s, you would list each of those because they all have the same frequency. And we're going to do some examples. Okay, one more thing before we actually get started on examples. Notice the 3 stars. This is important. Very important. I'm going to put some more stars there. When finding measures, always put the data in order from least to greatest first. Least to greatest first. So before you look for the range or the mean or median, so before you look for this, the mean, median, or mode, you need to put the data in order from least to greatest first. Okay? If you don't, you will have wrong answers. Trust me. Wrong answers. All right, so let's go ahead. We are going to turn to, we're going to do examples on page 96. See, we're already to the examples because we're going to skip that first half there. Okay, so if you look on page 396, again, if you need to pause the video and go get your book, you should always have it with you when we start this, but just in case, pause and come back. Okay, so I'm gonna do different sections. Instead of just doing the odds right now, I'm gonna do like a group. So we're going to start with numbers 15 through 18. Okay? I'm going to start with numbers 15 through 18 first. We're going to do all of that. Okay, so for number 15, it says, read the directions with me, find the range, mean, median, and mode of each set of data. Round answers to the nearest tenth. Okay? Now for 15 through 18, they give you the set of data. And I'm going to write it right here. They give you 7, 9, 7, 4, 7, 8, 10, 5, and 5. Okay, that's what they gave you. That was given. You need to first write data in order least to greatest. Least to greatest. Least to greatest. This is first. So let's go ahead and rewrite this. All right, so look for the smallest number here, and it's going to be 4. So I'm going to write 4, and I'm crossing it out so I don't get confused and write the same number twice or forget one. The next one's going to be 5, and then 5, and then we have a bunch of 7s. Cross them out, guys. 7, and then 7. Then we are left with 9, and 8, and 10. So the next one will be 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so now we have written the data from least to greatest. Okay? All right, so number 15, they want the range. Okay, so if you remember, range is the greatest, the difference between the greatest and smallest, largest and smallest number. All right, so range equals the largest is 10 minus the smallest, 4. So then your answer is 6. So there's the answer for 15. Remember, this is large, small. All right, so 16. They want to know the mean. Now, remember, add up all numbers and divide by however many there are. Okay, so we have to add all of these. Add and divide. If you added all of those together, you would get 62. If you add all of them together, you get 62. Now, how many are there? If you count them, there are 9. So you're going to divide by 9. And you get 6.9. I'm going to write this here. How many numbers there are. Okay, so mean, remember, is the average. Okay? It's the average. You may need to review this part again. Mean is the average. You add up all the numbers and divide by however many there are. There's 9. There's 9 total numbers. So 62 divided by 9 is 6.9. All right, so that's the answer to 16. 17 is the median. All right, remember that's the middle number. So watch this. I have told my students before, you can use your fingers and go slowly over so you see what number is there in the middle. 7. Or you can just cross them out as you go. Okay, so 7 is in the middle, so therefore 7 is your median. And the last one is your mode. That's going to be your most repeating number. So if we look over here, we have 2 5s and 3 7s. So which number out of all of these is repeated the most? 7, because it appears 3 times. So your mode is 7. Okay? All right. So now we're going to, if you need to go back over that again, you can rewatch that part. We're going to jump down to number 23. I'm going to go to a new page so I have plenty of space. All right, so we're going to do 23 to 26. Okay, so for 23 to 26, they give us the data 25, 40. Look in your book, by the way, you'll see where the data is listed for this group. 39, 18, and 26. Okay, what do you do first? You write these in order from least to greatest. So what is the smallest number up here? 18. Cross it out. Next one is 19. Cross it out. The next one is 25. Cross it out. Then 26. 39. And 40. Okay. So for 23, they asked for range. Remember, guys, this is, I can't stress it enough. You have to put this in order from least to greatest. Okay? All right, range. Range, remember, is the largest minus the smallest. So here's your largest and your smallest. So it's going to be 40 minus 18, which is 22. There you go. 24. Mean. Remember, that's your average. Your average. I'm going to write that again. That's the one a lot of kids mess up on. So we're going to add, whoops, all numbers, then, I'm having trouble, divide by how many? Okay, so let's add all this together. Okay, if you add all that together, you get 167. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're going to divide by 6. Now it did say to, and I don't mind y'all using calculators for this. It did say to round to the nearest tenth. So if you rounded correctly, you got 27.8. That's the mean, the average. All right, 25. Median. That's that middle number. All right, so you're going to look up here. You can use your fingers and look. There's 2 in the middle. There's not one middle number. Because if you notice, there's 2 in the middle. So if you remember from the notes, if you have 2, if it's an even number, then you must get the average of those. So it would be 25 plus 26. And how many numbers are there? There's 2. So if you add and then divide, you will get, and of course, round to the nearest tenth, like the directions say, 25.5 is your answer. Okay? So this problem right here, the median, there was one number. Those are the easy ones. You just write that down. But if there's 2, then you have to get the average. And I'm going to write that down. If there are 2 middle numbers, you must get the average of those numbers. I'm going to say of those 2 numbers. Okay? All right. And the last one for this group is 26, and they want the mode. All right, guys. Do you see any numbers that are repeating? So you write none. Again, this is your repeating numbers. All right. Any questions about that? Okay, so let's see. You're going to like this. Your homework, we're already done. Isn't that nice? I'm not going to give you that much. Y'all just took a pretty serious test. So let's just do page, whoops. There we go, sorry. Page 396. You need to do numbers 19 through 22, all, and numbers 27 through 30, all. That's it. These are due Wednesday. I am going to assign some IXL. The IXL, when you get it, is due Monday. And you're going to have a quiz for Chapter 10 on Monday. That's April 6th. April 6th. Okay? All right, guys, if you have any questions, just let me know. Take care.